The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Season 2, Episode 6. Where is he? And I tell you where he's not going to be. He's not going to be pushed around by Celebrimbor. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, Brent here back with Geek Variants. Cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. This time, The Rings of Power. And as always, Bombadil Sanity is joined by that one guy, Will. Your thoughts on the episode 6 of The Rings of Power on season 2?
It's a whole lot more story set up. It's still good, but things have finally kicked off for the fight that we've been waiting to see. So it's a good episode. I'm happy with it. I'm waiting to see how we play it out for 2 episodes. That's literally a feature length movie. So what are we doing?
We have so much stuff, so many exciting things to discuss. Because look, as Will alluded to, the siege of Oregon at the end of the episode finally kicked off. The armies of Adar have finally marched, and for those that are wondering, how in the world was Adar going to seize an entire city, an entire legion of people with only one legion, one army? Well, looks like Adar called in some favors, called a friend of a friend who knows a friend of a friend who knows so and so, and you get the picture. And next thing you know, there is a just absolute battalion or fleet or armada. I don't know what you want to call it. I know those are mostly ocean terms, but he had numbers upon numbers
Numbers.
for this siege. He is all out ready to go to war. Unfortunately, he's blinded by his own hubris. He's like, I'm going to take the fight to Sauron and I am going to end him myself. All the while realizing that Galadriel, who is now all of a sudden being a little bit wiser, a little bit more patient, and a little bit more discerning in her thought process than she was in last season, is astutely saying, look, you're delivering to Anatar exactly what he wants. You're
What's
delivering his army to him on a silver platter, and you're doing it by taking out the elves, which is exactly what he wants to have done in the first place. Like, Will, this could not be a better wrapped gift overall. How do you think everything has been playing out for Anatar? How do you feel about his performance this season?
Anatar has definitely been solid. I love his manipulation of everything. They've been smooth with their transitions for the stuff that he's been coming up with. Um, I think we've beaten a dead horse about him kind of get Calibrimbor to make the rings, so I'm like, all right, he's got it. Like the last part was good. The last part with the whole showing him something else, that was solid. But I hope now that he's in there, he will just stay in there until he makes the rings, and the rings will be completed by the end of the battle. So we don't have to see Calibrimbor no more, because he's gonna keep, even with all the fighting, he's gonna keep that trance on him. So he thinks everything is peaceful outside. He's gonna focus on his work, and as long as no damage is done to that tower, everything should be fine.
Yeah. As long as he does not catch a stray, the work shall continue on. And it's not like the rings are just super easy to forge, where it's like, you just get a mold, boom, that's it. Cool, we have a ring. I'm wearing a ring. Is it a special ring? To me, it is. To everyone else, it's just a ring that you have on your finger. But these are the 9 rings infused with magic, Anatar's magic, Sauron's magic, to fuse the will of men to him. 9 rings of men, 9 rings gifted to men, of which were born to die, which was basically the eternal service to Sauron. All of them are called to become ring wraiths at some moment in time, which are some of the spookiest things you can see in Middle Earth period. But on to a more happier note, I should say, we went a lot in this episode bouncing back and forth between Numenor and what we had going on here. And Numenor, for all intents and purposes, Alfarazon put your boy Elendil on trial, and your boy has got his morals. He's got his stoicness. He's got his heart, his integrity. and he wasn't willing to change it for any number of reasons. So he was not willing to admit or say falsely that Alfarazon was king. Muriel is his true leader, and he was willing to face the trial of the abyss in order to do so. How did you think that series of events that played out after that went?
I thought he was done. To be honest, I didn't think he was gonna make it. I don't know what they were trying to set up for, but the fact is that she came out and said that, "Yo, I am going to take the hit." So that, like true paladin style, and she went in, and that was all according to the law. And oh boy, what's his name again? Azoth, what?
Alfarazon.
Alfarazon. He was just like, "Yeah, go do it." Like, I don't care. And she went out there, and the creature looked at her, screamed, and was like, "Nah, you what's up? I don't want that smoke. Get out of here. You're innocent." And that just threw up everybody in like celebration that was out there who was for the queen. Like, no, don't take her, take him instead. And then she went, took the brunt of the crime, which means he should be free to go now because she took the crime and she was deemed innocent by the creature. So now it's like, cool, he's safe, she's safe. We can, buy one get one free, and we can go ahead and start dealing with this. Okay, want to be king versus true queen stuff, and start hashing this stuff out. So this is gonna be getting hashed out while there's a war going on. So we got 2 episodes of war while we got 2 episodes of Numenor over there. Like, hey, who's in charge? How can we make this happen? What's gonna be the process?
Because like now the people have to literally be sitting there thinking, "Hey, we had the one divine sign. We thought that was for Alfarazon. We just had a divine sign that Muriel is the business. She is the one we were looking for." The creature literally roared at her, looked directly into her eyes, and said, "Nope, you're it. You're good. I'll let you go." Which, to still put that much faith and stock into just a creature of the sea being as your basically officiant for who's noble and who isn't, is intriguing and definitely more archaic than what you would imagine for a older and historical people. But again, this is how they've chosen to do things. They had the eagle who was there for Muriel get stolen by Alfarazon and that choice overall, and then we have this creature of the ocean who again chose Muriel. She has been chosen, which has driven Alfarazon to go and resort to the Palantir. When he puts his hand on the Palantir, there's only one man he sees: Anatar, Sauron. He sees Mordor. He saw the wizard arrive in the meteor that happened already in season one. And so you're kind of putting the pieces together that Alfarazon, the minute he sees Anatar, is going to be like, I know you. I've seen you. You're probably the key to me seizing power in Numenor. So ideally, at some point, they're going to link up and they're going to be able to like swap numbers, kind of exchange a little bit of information, kind of push him up over the top. As well, we saw in Rune, Tom Bombadil was taking the wizard under his wing, so to speak. Like, look, you need to go ahead and pick your staff. You need to go make these moments happen. We're going to see overall what you're made of. And the wizard's like, nah, 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 nah. I want to get out of here. I don't want to do this. I got to go save Nori. I need to go now. And Tom Bombadil is straight up. Sometimes the
Nah,
road converges, two roads converge into one path. If you turn back now, you may never go down this road again. And the wizard ultimately decides that he has to follow Tom Bombadil's advice. And Tom Bombadil, just like that, pulled a Batman on him, straight up disappeared. But as well as with everything going on here, we had the events going on in Khazad-dûm. How did you feel that played out with Disa and Durin and all the events that went down there?
we thought we had a moment where the king was like, "Yeah, no, we not giving you this stuff. Get out of here." But then it's just like, "No, we're not giving you the stuff because we're gonna sell it to the highest bidder. War is coming. I'm trying to make some more money. I'm a greedy little, punk." He's something. He words that I want to say. He is that, and that is breaking Durin's heart. Like, because he still sees his father in there, and I can resonate with that. But you also, like, you got to think about what's good for the people. Like, your people, what's going to happen with them, your family, are they going to be taken care of? Like, what is the deal? And everybody's just following the king blindly, and nobody's questioning him except Disa. Disa's the only one who is questioning him. So, but that's the other thing. Durin has had moments where he's been able to man up and stand up with his father, so that, but it seems like he keeps falling to the wayside. And Disa is the one that's like, "Hey, I got your balls in the purse. Let me get them out for you, so we can get some stuff done." But I also feel like through the course of that, I don't know if Disa is gonna come out of this unscathed. Like, I think that she may not, like, you know be gone or something like that, but I think that it's possible that she's gonna lose Durin in the process. I think he's gonna end up kind of leaning more towards his father because he can't. He looks up to the man. Like, that's a big thing for him. And I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the king is on his deathbed and freaking is like, "Here, son, you're king now. You must wear the ring and you must do whatever." And it's like it's his father's last wishes, and then he puts it on and he starts acting funky. Like, there's so many things I can see that going wrong with this. But Disa is the one shining light in all of the dwarvendom. I don't know if that's a word or not, but yeah.
It should be. It sounds true. It's exactly what it should be. Disa has been the ironclad backbone of her people. There's no one going to bat more for them than her. And sure, she'd be one of those people. They'd be like, "Wow, she's loud, she's crazy, she's talking all this, she's doing all that." But at the end of the day, she's never cared more for her people than anybody else. And the fact that apparently she can summon like an army of bats to kind of do her bidding,
She's
she's not
Batman.
someone you're going to be trifling with. So she could be Batman. We don't know. But Durin is like, "I love you," and she's like, "I love you too very much. But look, we have to go ahead and handle business." And eventually, they're able to drive off Narvi. But again, that's only going to be part one of who knows how many times that his father sends more and more men until eventually there is going to be bloodshed or a loud moment where, as we already saw by the shadow that Disa saw 2 episodes ago, flying inside that pit, there is a Balrog hanging out in Khazad-dûm, just waiting for his summoning. And when we had Anatar in Khazad-dûm, he looked into the fire and he saw the Balrog and he started to smirk and he had to bring himself back to reality of, "Oh, I'm in front of a king. I can't be doing this." And he brought himself back to that level of reality. This episode was entirely exposition based because the next 2 episodes are going to be action packed. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm not going to give too much of a prediction. I might make a prediction video for next week. But again, that will be for next week. Any final thoughts on this episode? Will, overall, I'd say it was a 7 out of 10. It was exposition heavy. I wanted just a little bit more greedily on this episode.
Nah, I just need to see what Galadriel is gonna do in terms of her situation. I'm waiting for Elrond to get back and fight. Trying to see what Arondir, that's the wood elf kind of, like I said, and what he's gonna get into. So them are my three, like, to watch right now, because we know what Anatar is up to. We know what's going on with Celebrimbor. So it's like, let's see what these three are gonna do and what's gonna happen with Numenor as a whole. So those are the things I'm looking at. Those things I'm waiting on, and it should be a spicy 2 episodes coming up.
I want Balrog action. Very simple, very greedy, high demand. But overall, this season has been fantastic. I can't wait to see what season 3 has in store as well once we get there. But be sure to hit that lovely red subscribe button. Greatly helps us out. And you'll be able to find our content significantly easier if you're interested in this style of content moving forward. I've been Bombadil Sanity with that one guy, Will, hanging out with you late night for The Rings of Power, Season 2, Episode 6. We'll see you tomorrow for The Penguin. Have a good one.